Understanding excluded activities and their impact on qualifying income for free zone persons. The UAE corporate tax regime offers significant tax benefits to businesses operating within free zones. Specifically, certain businesses that meet the criteria for qualifying free zone persons can enjoy a 0% corporate tax rate on their qualifying income. However, not all income earned by a free zone person qualifies for this preferential tax treatment. Income derived from certain activities, known as excluded activities, does not qualify for the 0% tax rate and is instead subject to the general 9% corporate tax rate. In this article, we will delve into the specific excluded activities that do not contribute to qualifying income, thereby disqualifying such income from receiving the 0% corporate tax rate. This understanding is crucial for businesses seeking to determine which of their income streams are eligible for tax benefits and which are not. 1. The concept of excluded activities. As part of the regulations governing the free zone corporate tax regime, certain types of activities are considered excluded activities. These are activities that, despite being conducted within a free zone, do not contribute to qualifying income. Income derived from such activities will not be eligible for the 0% corporate tax rate and will instead be taxed at the standard 9% corporate tax rate. Excluded activities are outlined in Ministerial Decision Number 139 of 2023, and they encompass a variety of business activities. Businesses engaged in these activities will need to ensure that their qualifying income is derived from other sources, as income from excluded activities cannot benefit from the 0% tax rate. 2. List of excluded activities. The Ministerial Decision Number 139 of 2023 specifies the excluded activities, which are as follows. A. Transactions with natural persons, with certain exceptions. One of the primary excluded activities involves transactions with natural persons. This includes business activities or income derived from transactions with individuals, as opposed to businesses or entities. However, there are exceptions to this exclusion, particularly for certain qualifying activities conducted with natural persons, which may still qualify for the 0% tax rate. The specifics of these exceptions are detailed in the relevant legislation and require careful review to ensure compliance. B. Banking, insurance, finance, and leasing activities. Income derived from banking, insurance, finance, and leasing activities is also excluded from the 0% corporate tax rate. These activities are subject to the regulatory oversight of the relevant competent authority in the UAE. This means that businesses engaged in these sectors are subject to the regulatory framework governing financial activities in the country, and such income will be taxed at the standard 9% corporate tax rate. However, there are certain exceptions, where specific activities within these sectors may still qualify for the preferential 0% tax rate. C. Ownership or exploitation of UAE immovable property. Income from the ownership or exploitation of immovable property in the UAE is generally excluded from the 0% corporate tax rate. This includes activities related to the ownership, leasing, or sale of immovable property in the UAE, with one significant exception: commercial property located within a free zone. If the business is involved in the ownership or exploitation of commercial property located within a free zone and conducts such activities with other free zone persons, the income may qualify for the 0% corporate tax rate. However, this exception only applies if the property is located in a free zone and if transactions are carried out with other entities that also operate within that zone. D. Ownership or exploitation of intellectual property assets. The ownership or exploitation of intellectual property, IP, assets is another key category of excluded activities. Income derived from the sale, lease, licensing, or other forms of exploitation of intellectual property such as patents, trademarks, copyrights, and designs does not qualify as qualifying income. Businesses involved in the management or commercialization of intellectual property assets will need to assess their activities carefully to ensure that they meet the requirements for qualifying income and do not fall under the exclusions. Ancillary activities related to the above. In addition to the specific excluded activities mentioned above, activities that are ancillary or serve as a support function to the primary excluded activities are also excluded from qualifying as qualifying income. For instance, businesses involved in administrative, marketing, or support services directly linked to banking, insurance, or intellectual property activities may find that their income is subject to the 9% corporate tax rate, rather than qualifying for the preferential 0% tax rate. 3. Impact of excluded activities on taxation. It is important for businesses operating within the UAE's free zones to carefully assess their income sources and ensure that they understand which activities contribute to qualifying income and which fall under the category of excluded activities. Excluded activities directly impact the eligibility for the 0% corporate tax rate. For businesses with income derived from excluded activities, that income will be taxed at the standard 9% corporate tax rate. This applies even if the business operates within a free zone, as the 0% tax benefit is reserved for businesses engaged in qualifying activities. Therefore, businesses must be strategic in ensuring that their operations align with the qualifying income definitions and focus on the activities that contribute to their overall tax savings. If a business derives income from excluded activities, it will be necessary to review alternative avenues for generating qualifying income to minimize its tax liability. 4. Consulting the relevant legislation. For a more detailed understanding of what constitutes excluded activities and to clarify any ambiguities regarding specific activities, businesses are encouraged to consult the following regulatory documents. Ministerial Decision No. 139 of 2023. This document provides the full list of qualifying activities and excluded activities, along with additional clarifications and exceptions. Cabinet Decision No. 55 of 2023. This decision outlines the criteria for qualifying free zone persons and the income that can benefit from the 0% corporate tax rate.